40 psi all day long, mate. Hey all, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the Budget Jaguar channel. It's been a while since we've made a video, and that's a good thing because it means that nothing's broken. Nothing of note really anyway. The biggest thing probably in the last 6 months of daily driving, and I'm not kind to it, is the windscreen wiper motor. The old Lucas windscreen wiper motor, which I have rebuilt in the past, clearly not very well. So I'm hoping I can find an exchange service out there. I really haven't done any digging into it because it just doesn't rain here at the moment, so who gives a shit? The reason for tonight's video though is to discuss an oil pressure problem that I had, and I'd just like to raise your attention to it. So we have had some issues with oil pressure in the past, and this is not a new car, far from it. It's used and abused, and frankly I'm amazed it's lasted as well as it has. It's survived 20,000 Ks with me in a year, and we really haven't gone too deep into the bottom end, and I'm very, very well aware that it's going to die soon. But not today, not today. I had it in my head that we might have blown one of the internal oil seals. Let me find on the pump. So we've gone through the oil pressure relief valve, and by doing that, we're putting on increased strain on the oil pump. It would have handled it fine from the factory, but when you include all these little rubber seals inside of this pump here, and the gaskets that actually fix those feed pipes into the block, they are known to go bad, and eventually they'll blow out and you'll just lose all your oil pressure, and there's really nothing you can do with it about that until you take the engine out and replace those seals, I suppose. And I thought, and I had it in my head, like, this is happening, we're getting a seal kit, we're pulling the motor out, we're going to fix it. It turns out it was just this little oil pressure sensor, which is also, you know, not very known to be lasting all that long. So always confirm this stuff with a mechanical gauge.
Trust but verify.
The pressure readings that I was getting on the dash would go no higher than about 30 psi. Sometimes it would go to 0. I drove home on 0 psi oil pressure last night, which tells you something about my mechanical sympathy, doesn't it? But it survived and made it home, and I thought, oh, sure enough, we're going to have to get a new set of bearings and whatever. It idles at 40 psi. Still does. Nothing's changed. You put a mechanical gauge on it and it doesn't move. It doesn't go lower than about 38. So all is good. Don't ever trust these things. Always confirm with a mechanical gauge. I'm not sure whether it's an earth problem. Maybe there's a little bit of shit on there, so this thing earths through the block. I might chase that up. I might not. I might not worry about it. Ignorance is bliss. So thanks for watching. See you guys later. Alright, it's a little tight in here, but that hexagonal post on top of the oil filter housing there, that is where the oil pressure sensor lives. Now that 12-volt wire next to it, when that is sent to ground, that will force the gauge on the dash to go to the maximum reading it can provide, and it does that. So we can be pretty sure that that gauge on the dash is okay, and the problem is with the sensor itself. So what we'll do now, we'll give that little post a clean up and polish all the contacts and see if that improves the situation. Alright, I've just polished those 12-volt contacts as well to get a bit of fresh metal on them, so let's see how it goes. Alright, so remember our gauge reads low, but you know what, mate, that looks like a result. That's a good result. Happy days. Fixed. Hopefully we won't make another video for 6 months.